From the radical leftist ideologies, scare tactics, and violence.
Born against the stream, it don't matter what race or creed or color. You love this land and you're my brother. And that ain't the place to know your stand. If you say you can't breathe, I'll show you we can. Ain't never gonna stop believing. We were born for freedom. We were born for freedom.
Back down. We will not cower in fear. We're not going to hide any longer. Our president will be reelected. Our police will be backed. And our sanity will be restored. Power to the Patriots!
Yeah, well, literally none of that happened. Especially, the part about our sanity. And I'm glad that I have someone to join us today who is going to talk about sanity and insanity. And I'm going to talk about some personality disorders. I'm going to talk about my therapy that I'm in and how much it's been helpful to me. But this individual captured my attention a long time ago on TikTok. I was really, really impressed with her passion and her integrity and her just willingness to go balls to the wall with the truth, even when it's painful, and even if that truth is a bad reflection of on us as patriots, a bad reflection of our own behavior. She's amazing. She's funny as shit. I love her swag. I love her style. She's cool. She's super cool. We're going to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 vaccination because she unfortunately lost someone very close to her as a result of it. So next time somebody says, no, nobody dies of the vaccinations, you guys are literally going to meet someone whose family member did die. Okay, so you can take that to the bank. And without further ado, one of my favorite TikTokers, Bronx Stitch.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's so good to talk to you. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm actually happy too. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're so proper. You're so well-mannered. I love it.
I can be. I'm not a dick all the time.
So I don't really know where to start with you. You have some great opinions. You're very passionate. I know you're a proud American. Well,
it's not the American flag, but
that's right.
You see it right there.
We see it. You have the best snapbacks on TikTok. Okay, always wearing a snapback, so it's not going to be hard to find you.
Nope.
I don't know if you've ever said anything on TikTok, but those chains that you wear, your necklaces, those beads, like I've always wanted to ask you about those. So could you tell us something about those?
Yeah, these are I actually got this one today. This is La Santa Muerte. She's my muerto. She is somebody that protects me. That's what all of these are. This is her rosary. This one right here is her rosary. And this one right here, these are her beads as well. So she's my muerto. She protects me at all times. She's not scary like people would think. She is the Grim Reaper. Her image is the Grim Reaper, but she's considered the patron saint of death. She she loves her devotees. She protects them with everything. As long as you treat, she's like a typical woman. You know, she likes perfume. She likes, my altar to her is, I got apples for her. She loves apples, cigarettes, cigars, fake money because the bitch ain't rich. But I got like a bunch of tequila, rum, and stuff for her. Some water, some honeycomb with cinnamon sticks. Some Aztec rattles and stuff. She dates back to Aztec times. So she guides the dead to the afterlife. Is what she does. But she can also be quite depending on how people use her. She can be used for bad, but she'll bring that shit right back to you, like tenfold, maybe 100-fold. So I just, she protects me and I keep her good.
Right on. Yeah. And that's a very interesting. I mean, I'm glad you've made it a priority in your spiritual life to protect yourself, especially considering the line of work that you're in. So you are an EMT.
Correct.
You just graduated?
Yes.
Okay. So
but I've done the work before.
I
used when I was living back in New York, I used to do this back in New Jersey. So shit I've seen.
Yeah, exactly. I could only imagine. Can we talk about your sister?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Please do. Tell us a little bit about her and what her personality was like, and then tell us, unfortunately, how she passed.
She was one of the most. Let me just say this: she's my little sister, but not by blood. Let me just say this. When I was a freshman in high school, I met her family through a paintball thing because they owned a paintball store, and then I ended up joining their paintball team. And so she's all like, "That's my big sister. That's my big sister." I was all like, "And you're my little sister." So ever since then, we've just been really, really super close. Her personality, she is so spunky. She's so spunky. She's always smiling. She has like the biggest heart out of anybody I knew. The biggest heart. She was so warm and loving, and she was just amazing. Like seriously, she was just amazing. There's not a lot I mean, words can't really describe her. You would have to have been around her. She was just always with the smile, just always smiling. I'm like, she smiled more than me, and I never smile.
Okay.
Like, that's just one of those things. So, and yeah, she became a nurse, and she started working for a rehabilitation center in Rancho Mirage, where they live in California. So what happened is that she got a letter from her boss saying either get vaccinated or lose your job, use your benefits, pension, all that. You cannot apply for unemployment, none of that. And she was talking to her mom, and her mom was like, Stephanie, she said she's going to get the vaccine for her patients. She wasn't doing it for herself. She didn't want to leave her patients.
So she was also in the medical industry.
Yes, she was also in the medical industry. She was a nurse for this rehabilitation center. So she didn't want to leave her patients because her patients loved her. Her patients' families loved her. They were trying to give her gifts and shit like that, but she couldn't take it, obviously, due to her job. But so she ended up, they were doing weekly testing. She got tested. She made the appointment to get the vax. 2 days later, she got the shot. A couple hours later, her test came back saying that she tested positive for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, you're not supposed to get the vaccine and test positive for COVID because it's too much of the antibodies to antibody overload. But her job dropped the ball on that shit. So days go by. She's not really. The only thing she has is a fever, a mild fever. It's 101. So the 6th day comes. She wakes up not really able to breathe. They call for an ambulance, and ambulance comes. They give her supplemental oxygen via nasal cannula, and she started to feel better. They said that it was just her anxiety and that her mom should give her 2 Benadryl. Well, first of all, if it's 2 EMTs, they're not supposed to recommend medication. If it's an EMT and a paramedic, that's the only time that can happen. So either way, she said she started feeling better. She signed off on the thing. And that was that. Later that evening, she drops dead. And they tried to do CPR, but she was asystole, which is flatline. It's an unshockable rhythm. You can never come back from that. It's very rare people come back from an asystole shock. So the coroner picks up the body, tells mom and dad that they were not going to do an autopsy. They were just going to rule it a COVID death. They started arguing with them, and then Pops was just like, you know what? We're going to get an independent autopsy done, which is why I was raising money for that independent autopsy, because that shit was $5,000. So
that was the GoFundMe. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, and to bury her, that's why I put $8,000. But you know, we'll get into that in a minute. And so a couple days later, the independent autopsy place from Los Angeles drives down to Indio, California, picks up the body, drives my sister back to Los Angeles, puts her on the table, calls mom and dad and tells them, we can't do the autopsy because the county already did one, after saying they weren't going to do it.
Well, isn't that the point of having an independent autopsy?
They weren't supposed to do one to begin with. Only the independent autopsy was supposed to do it. But the county took it upon themselves when they heard independent autopsy to do one and remove all her organs.
Damn.
So they brought my sister back down. Pops is arguing with the county. They turn around and rule it pneumonia. Pneumonia killed her. And then they're trying to say her weight because she's a chunky monkey. She's a short, chunky monkey. Now, if anybody knows anything about the fucking medical field, am I allowed to cuss?
Of course, this is Red Pill Rage. That's all we do. Is rage on this channel.
I don't know.
Called rage for a reason. Get it test.
Okay, but if anybody knows anything about any type of I've spoken to nurses, I've spoken to doctors, I've spoken to cardiologists, and they all say the same thing. If you know anything about medicine, anything at all about medicine, you know goddamn good and fucking well in 6 days, especially with paramedic or EMT intervention, that pneumonia that severe does not develop that fast. And at that, the EMTs or paramedics, whoever the fuck showed up, they would have heard severe crackles in her lungs. Crackles is fluid. in the lungs. And it wouldn't have been no fucking nasal cannula. It would have been an automatic load and go straight to the hospital. In the back of the rig, she would have been on a CPAP to push that fluid out of her lungs.
Right.
So you motherfuckers are lying. I know this shit for a fact because this is what the fuck we do to our patients.
Right.
CPAP is to push fluid, meaning if you got COPD, CHF, or pneumonia, it pushes the fluid out.
Mm-hmm.
So now these motherfuckers are over here trying to say, oh no, it's pneumonia. Bitch, how?
Right.
How? Did the paramedics fail? Did the EMTs not do their job right? Because her mom and dad say she wasn't sick. Even with walking pneumonia, you would know you're fucking sick. This is just bullshit to me. So this whole thing is just literally, it's gotten me so pissed the fuck off. And it's like people still don't understand that when motherfuckers get the jab and shit, they're gonna rule it something else. They're not gonna fucking stake claim to this shit. These motherfuckers want to cover their ass. The government wants the kickbacks from Pfizer. Fucking, I'm sure the president's getting kickbacks from Pfizer or Moderna, whoever the fuck ever.
Right.
Like, yo, these niggas is wilding right now. Like, who the fuck you over here, like, trying to say some shit to? All these liberals, oh, you can't die from a vaccine. Obviously, you've never done research a day in your fucking life.
Right, right.
Like, tell me where you can't die from a motherfucking vaccine, B. I'll wait. Like that ass. I'll wait, because I know that's bullshit. All the trials and all the people they tested the fucking vaccines on back in the day, because we know back in the day, shit wasn't like it is now. Not in the least bit. So you gonna sit here and tell me nobody dies from a vaccine? Girl, your mother should have coat hanged you. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think I tell people all the time? I'm like, yo, you should have been swallowed, like that ass. Or your daddy should have jerked you off in a fucking towel or something, like.
Right. Well, I'm not laughing to make. I'm just trying to make.
No, I know why you're laughing because I'm making good shit right now.
Well, because it's true.
Yeah.
True. You're already. We're already traumatized by the election, and we're traumatized by what's going on in this country, and we're traumatized by the New World Order and the communist takeover, and we're traumatized by whatever else is going on in our lives. And then on top of it all, you now have to deal with this.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
And then I gotta deal with stupidity.
Right.
I have to deal with stupidity, not just from the left because of this situation, but also the right. They're all like, well, they're all like, well, she made her choice. And I'm all like, how the fuck was that a choice? That's called coercion, you fucking idiot.
Exactly.
How was that a choice? I'm like, you know what? Let me stick a gun to your fucking head and stick a knife to your fucking neck. Which way do you want to die?
Right.
I mean, how do you want to, that's called coercion. I'm giving you only two choices, and either way, you're going to fucking die.
I'm wondering if there's a lawsuit in that, because at this point, I'm in my industry, so I'm in the restaurant business. It's coming to the point where every major corporation, every major corporate chain restaurant, they're going to require vaccinations. And if not, you can be replaced. Okay. Because we got plenty of people coming through Texas right now to be replaced, to replace any cook who doesn't want to get vaxxed. Okay. Every major hotel, from the Marriott, the Fairmont, the Hyatt hotels, you name it. Oh, did you want to respond to that?
What he said.
Oh, okay.
What he just said. What he said. Yeah. What he said. Thinking with my dick. What the fuck? Seriously, bro? I bet you my strap-on's bigger.
His name really is Dick, though. Richard. That's really his name.
I love it. I love you guys.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love him. But yeah, like every major hotel, every major chain restaurant, they're all going to be requiring the vaccine. Even the fucking, I'll show you guys this. Even the fucking um, temp agency that I work for. Let me show you guys what the first, what it says on the pop-up screen as soon as you open this app when it comes up, whenever that is. But yeah, everyone's requiring the vaccine. So what happens when somebody goes and gets it? Are we going to be able to hold the employer legally accountable for that? Probably not.
No, see, the thing is that legally, could barely see that, but yeah.
Okay. I'll let you respond, but basically what it says is upload your vaccination certificate by October 1st to continue seeing more shifts. So first, they're not requiring it. And as a fucking temp agency, as a fucking staffing agency, I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to have any involvement in requiring a vaccine or even suggesting having a vaccine. And not only that, these are independent contractors. So it's going to get to the day where you can't even work as an independent contractor without a fucking vaccine. But let me finish reading what it says. It says 95% of companies on InstaWork are requiring vaccine certificates. Upload yours by October 1st to get access to their shifts. So basically, they're bullying us. They're bullying us into getting it, you know? And they're going, and never mind how high my ratings are, never mind how good my reviews are, never mind my amount of experience, never mind any of that shit. If I don't get the vaccine, I'm not going to have access to 95% of their clients. I don't think I'll ever be able to use this again.
Here's the funny thing, is that if you look at your state, is Texas an at-will state?
At-will work, yeah.
Okay, that's the problem. That's one problem, because any states with like these at-will work states, by law, by constitutional law, the government cannot make that a law because it violates the Constitution. It also violates states' constitutions as well. But what happens is that these companies, because they are privately owned, they are not owned by the government. They're not federally owned like how the post office is. How the post office is exempt because it's a federal company. They can do whatever they want. They can mandate the vaccine all they want. Same thing with schools. Because schools require vaccinations before going regardless, this is just added to the list now. Because they get federal funding from loan companies and all this other shit. Pretty soon, loan companies or private loan companies like Sallie Mae and all these other places, they're going to turn around and say, you need to send us your vaccine card before you can apply for a student loan. This is very reminiscent of 1940s Germany. Very reminiscent. If you've ever read Mein Kampf, this is the same fucking playbook. Same fucking playbook as fucking Hitler. Oh, they can be held financially responsible. Most definitely, yes. Most definitely they can be. But then we're gonna run into a problem where everybody's gonna sue businesses and businesses are gonna lose all their money, meaning businesses will fold. This is the way that they want it. This is the way that they could have it. I mean, there's those of us that are willing to die for it. Yeah, isn't there an actual form that you can... Somebody told me about it. There's an actual form that you can fill out that will hold the companies responsible.
If anybody can research that in the chat and get back to us, like, we would both be very interested in...
It's like an accountability form or some shit like that. But yeah, this is very reminiscent of 1940s Germany. So Hitler's trying... I mean, this motherfucker's trying to act like Hitler.
Adolf Biden.
Adolf Biden, there you go.
Adolf Biden.
Adolf fucking Biden. But the funny thing is that it's not Biden pulling the fucking strings.
It's
He's
not.
just the puppet. It's the fucking House and the Senate that are pulling the strings right now.
Yep.
The only thing that what we need to do is get shit to the Supreme Court and be like, hey, listen, you motherfuckers need to do your job. Y'all need to do your fucking job. Like, what are you doing sitting up there with thumbs up your asses? Like, hee. Like, come on, man. Do your job.
Mm-hmm.
Suppress these fucking mandates. This is so stupid. And then now with the shit with him going to the fucking UN, here we go, 2030. Let's get it.
Yeah, exactly. Agenda 21. Let's go.
Let's get it. Agenda 21. Let's motherfucking get it.
Yeah. let's start that in 2021, right? Okay.
Sounds about
exactly.
right.
Exactly. They're like, yep. It was on the calendar. It was on the calendar.
Yeah. Exactly. They had the balls to call Trump a dictator. Trump was not. Listen, I'm a New Yorker. I didn't fucking like Trump. Still don't really like his ass. But you know what? That motherfucker ran this country to a fucking T.
Yes.
And he made sure that he left it for us.
Exactly. Slay bitch.
He made sure that he left that country square for us. But what are we doing? We're too busy playing grab ass with the next motherfucker and be like, I don't like them. Don't like them. Talk shit about them. Oh my God, what the fuck? I can't stand liberals. Congratulations. If you don't like liberals, then don't talk about unity.
Yeah.
That's why I made the video.
Exactly.
That's why I made that video. What does we the people mean in the Constitution? Motherfuckers answered it right. People answered it right, but unfortunately, they don't practice what they preach because in the Constitution, it doesn't say, we the people conservatives, we the people Republicans, we the people patriots. No, it just says we the people. Mm-hmm. That means everybody. Whether you like them or not, there are some liberals that are over here like, no, fuck this. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I didn't vote for this shit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Even my roommate, who is like an old school hippie, and my best friend, she's a liberal. These people have been better to me than about over half of the patriots that I've met on this journey. Like, there are literally people that music video that I start the show with, there are people, I need to re-edit it. Like, there are faces in that video that I need to take out, and I made that video with so much love in my heart.
Right.
I made it to honor the people that I've met along this journey that I thought we were all on the same team. Like, even with on here, like, we're not. It's driving me fucking crazy. So speaking of crazy.
Woohoo!
Yes, please. This is actually gabapentin. So this is
bitch,
really
please. Come on now. This is all lithium. All lithium. I take three of these bitches. Which comes out to like 1,450 milligrams a night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take 300 milligrams of Seroquel.
Right now, just gabapentin. And that is more so for my insomnia, and it doesn't work. So,
yo, tell them to put you on Seroquel. That shit'll knock you the fuck out like that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But try like 25 milligrams. I'm telling you, like, it took, this shit is strong. Don't get my dosage. Like, when I tell people how much Seroquel I take and they tell me how much they've taken, they're all like, how the fuck do you even function during the day? That shit right there will put you the fuck out. Will make you comatose.
Like TKO.
Well, maybe somebody like you, but me, no, I wake up at like fucking midnight, like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Good to know. Mental health. That is what that's what I brought you on to talk about. And we had actually planned this a while ago, and then I fucked it up. It was on me. I fucked it up.
Hey, life happens. It's okay.
Life happens. But thank you for being here and thank you for being flexible. So,
Sorry, guys.
I I have diagnosed anxiety. I have diagnosed PTSD, and I have what I would say is a very high functioning version of borderline personality. And that's very typical of children of parents who've been abused. You become very sensitive, very overreactive, but even it may not always be external. Like for me, for someone like me, I don't just spaz out. Like it's going to take a lot for me to spaz out. It's going to take a lot for me to cuss somebody out. It's going to take a lot for me to fight with somebody because I do hold things in, and I do think everything's my fault and I do blame myself from everything. And it's like, it's borderlines are almost like emotional masochists to themselves, right? So we tend to have a lot of chaos in our lives, like even when our lives are stable. So, and when I say chaos, I don't mean like going to jail or, getting arrested or getting in fights. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about chaos. Either it's very typical for borderlines to have drug and alcohol addiction. It's very typical for them to have sex addiction, but not because they really like the sex, but because they're super codependent. Borderlines generally are very codependent in relationships. I'm not codependent. I never have been because I had a lot of friends who were, and I didn't like how they acted. But I do know what it's like to always be seeking external validation or being too trusting or going with the wrong people, going to the wrong parties, getting involved with the wrong groups of friends, like I have over and over and over and over and again in my life, because that self-care, self-protective mechanism in your brain, we as borderlines don't have it. And that's very true of abused children. So I know that was a mouthful, but I just wanted to be very open and vulnerable and just, let other people know that I'm struggling too. Like you singing for me?
I said, "You're not alone. I am here with you."
Oh, yeah, we are in this together. So I'm getting better. So there's different types of therapy for that. So the thing is, though, I'm a high functioning person. So there are
I'm
things
too
in my
high
life,
functioning.
huh?
I'm too high functioning.
That's the problem for me too. Another problem with borderlines is that you are such, if you had an abusive parent that was highly critical of you, you become such fucking perfectionist. Like everything has to be on. I mean, that's how I am at work. That's how I am when I clean. Well, I don't have any hangers right now, but you can see like everything's
My
minimal.
closet is this. I just threw shit in there. I was like, "Fuck this."
Okay. Okay. See, again, I'm not alone. Right?
See, you're
Again.
not alone.
But yeah, being a borderline is like really being a masochist. It's just you're dysfunctional because you don't have the self-protective thought process or mindset. You can be incredibly loving to others, protective to others, generous to others, but we just aren't to ourselves. And the whole thing, if you're dealing with this for your entire life and you don't know why this is happening, I can't keep a job, I can't keep a boyfriend, you know what I mean? It's just like you start to look at yourself, and or at least I looked at myself and I said, this shit's got to stop. I said, I am getting off. I'm going to be accountable for myself and I'm going to get off of this fucking hamster wheel. I'm going to get off of it.
No, Rat Wheel was a good
one. Tracks. And I'm telling you, it is so amazing. So I have a therapist, more of a counselor for PTSD. He specializes in he actually counsels a lot of combat veterans. So me and him get along so great. He's so sweet. I have another therapist, and she specializes in grief and in terms of like what my family's going through and grief that I feel for myself as well. And then I also have a life coach who helps me with financial stuff. So like helping me stay focused with my money, now that I actually have money and I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm working, I'm getting paid very well for what I do. So, now that I have money, I need to be, paying those debts and being accountable and setting those budgets and saving and, just he's so good. So he's more of a life coach than a financial coach. We talk about all different kinds of things. So that's my mental health problems. I wasn't going to ask you to divulge yours unless you want to. And if
I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't mind. I let everybody know how fucked up I really am. God damn it.
All right, just don't say anything that anyone's going to use against you in a court of law.
I don't give a flying motherfucker. They could try.
Well, that's what I love about you.
I can always claim insanity. I mean, I got a whole fucking neuropsyche eval right here. Go right the fuck ahead. I can promise you I'll get off. That that was just
the timing.
that was great. Oh shit. I have bipolar 1 disorder, borderline personality disorder. I have PTSD. I have anxiety. I also have ADHD, and I have, what the fuck else did they put? I'm also very antisocial. It's like an antisocial disorder. No, it's true. It's true. You wouldn't be able to. But when I'm out there, I don't. I don't like people. I don't like being around people. I get like when I go to like I went to the last place I went was the tattoo convention. I got to a point where it was like I felt like I was gonna pass out because there was just too many people there, and I was just like, I literally ran to my friend's table where he was at because he was the only reason why I went there, was to see him because I hadn't seen him in a while. So yeah, I'm not a very emotional person. I don't like emotions. For me, my ocean, what the fuck okay, let me try that again. My emotions, like when I get emotional, it's so uncomfortable for me that it turns directly into anger. Because that's what's comfortable to me. I don't like crying. I fucking hate it with a passion. I'm crying. I don't know if y'all can see. Crying causes this shit. I don't know if you can see. Probably not. I can't hear you.
I said your ink is awesome.
Thank you. Let me see if I can. If you can see, like the scars and shit.
I do.
That's what crying does.
Wow.
It causes me to cut because that I can control.
Yeah.
So it's like when I do this, I can control it and I can calm down.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't hurt me physically.
Yeah.
I mean, if it stings, that's good. But for me, it's a different type of release. I'm a non-suicidal self-injurer. This isn't for suicide purposes. They're the wrong fucking way, first of all.
I know, exactly.
They're the wrong goddamn way.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those type of people that, like, when it comes to this, I'm very calculative and controlled when I do this.
Right.
So it's like, because I have control of it. Like, I can control it. I can't control like when I cry, I can't control that. So I try to suppress it as fast as possible. And so that's what happens. Like, crying annoys the fucking shit out of me to no end. It's annoying as hell. You'll probably not hear many people say that, but the way I grew up, let's see, it was my mom married an asshole who was highly abusive. He beat the shit out of my mom religiously, consistently, for any little thing. He started beating her with like those things that you burn cows with. What the fuck are those things called?
Oh, no way.
Yeah. He started beating her with those.
Wow.
And he kicked me out of the house at the age of 5 because I wasn't his kid.
What?
Yeah. I wasn't his kid, so he's all like, get her the fuck out of this house before I
And
keep.
your mom was cool with that?
He kept beating the shit out of her. She didn't have a choice, or he was gonna kill her. I seen him point guns to her head and all kinds of shit. So, sent me packing down the street with a suitcase. It's a good thing my uncle lived like about a half a mile down.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to his house, moved to my grandparents' house. It was a royal shit show. My grandparents, you know, I went back and forth between my grandparents and my mom. My mom's chased me with a knife, saying she wanted to kill me. She took me to the police station one day after school. Yeah, I was in middle school, and said, "Here, take her. I can't deal with her anymore."
Oh my God.
Yeah. Then my grandparents took me back. Like, my mom's put me in high-speed chases in the car with a fucking knife in the car, chasing this motherfucker around the city. Then I got a little bit older. Like, this shit just kept happening. Then I got a little bit older, and they're all like, "Well, you're gonna go stay with your mom for middle school." Okay, fine. Same shit started happening. You know, I fucking would hear him. Like, my mom would be trying to sleep because my room was right here. My mom's room was right here. So we were back to back. And then I'd hear him beat the shit out of my mom. I'd hear him rape my mom and then beat the shit out of her again. And then this was just a continuing cycle. There was one day they were in the kitchen arguing or some shit. And he went like that, smacked the shit out of her. Somehow I ended up right in between them. I don't remember how I ended up in between them, but I got in between them. I grabbed the butcher knife out the drawer. Mind you, I'm like 13, 14 years old. I grabbed the butcher knife out the drawer and I was like, "Hit me, motherfucker. I dare you. I'm going to fucking kill you." Like, I was done. I was tired. I was tired of it. And so he came towards me and I went like this. Like, I wasn't backing down. I started right towards him. And then he figured it out, like, "Oh, she ain't playing. No shit. I really want your blood on my fucking hands, like, for real." Like, it was just continuous. My mom had even taken me to see a child therapist, whatever the fuck they called. So that way I would get to like him better. Because she had that abusive.
Because the problem was you, right? The problem was you. You
Right.
just didn't like him enough. This is that gaslighting that they fucking do to us.
That was the mentality she had because of the constant ass whooping she was getting. And so it was just consistent, like, whatever. And then the neighborhood I lived in wasn't exactly all the best either. Like, there was consistent drive-bys, so I couldn't really sleep in my room a whole lot. I had to sleep in the hallway because there's a big window by my room, and it was the outside window, so I'd have to sleep in the hallway sometimes because I couldn't sleep in my room, and there's bullet holes in my fucking wall and shit. So it was just like, I just grew up in a really, really violent. I had a very violent childhood, I guess you could say. I saw a lot of violence. especially like that's why I say I'm a product of domestic violence because I grew up with it. And then yeah, eventually, you know, people we knew tried to this motherfucker, but they didn't finish the job. I'm like, how do you break a wooden bat over someone's head but not finish the job? Like, if he was still breathing, he's alive. Like, I would have put that broken part of the bat, like I've had, and I've told my therapist this, my psychiatrist even knows this. I have had a standing death wish for that motherfucker for years. I have been wanting to get my hands on him so bad that, like, if I ever saw him, and I almost did, I almost had him. I almost had him. And it sounds so crazy, but all the fuck shit he put me through, and the fact that this motherfucker is still living like my mom died before him. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I want your blood. Like, I literally had like a whole scenario that I wrote it out when I was young, when I was a kid. I wrote it out. I'm like, when I get my hands on you, this is what I'm gonna do to you. And I wrote it all out. I've had it for years. Like, I just, this is, nobody needs to ever say they hate somebody unless they truly hate somebody. When I mean by hate, I mean like I embody fucking hatred towards this motherfucker. If he dies before me, or if I die before him, my soul's not gonna rest until he's dead. That's how much hatred I have for this person. I can't forgive him for what he did. I just can't. It's like, you put me through too much shit, and you put my sisters don't remember it, but I do because I was there. You know what I mean? I remember all the fucking holes I punched in my fucking wall as a kid. I remember all this shit. I remember fucking hearing what you were doing to my mom and having to go get knives out the kitchen in case you decided to come into my room and start some shit. Right. I used to sleep with knives in my bed, right in between the mattresses, and then under my arms like this, under the pillows. Like, that's how I used to have to sleep when he was around. Nobody should have to do that. I'm sorry. No kid should have to do shit like that. And then it's like I just spiraled. I went into using drugs. I became a crystal meth addict. I went to 2 drug rehabs. Even shit, at 17, I got put in a psych ward for 3 days because of the way I was acting. They're all like, you need to go. I was taken in handcuffs by the police. A week later, I tried to commit suicide. Swallowing a whole bottle of pills is not the way to do it. I'm telling y'all, it's not the way to do it.
Sorry.
Yo, oh my God.
They make it look sexy on like in movies and shit. Like,
that shit ain't fucking sexy. I took 50 fucking Paxils. 50. I went to sleep and woke up and started fucking puking my fucking brains out. This is why I'll never eat beef stew again a day in my life. I swear to God. I'm 41 now, and I have never eaten beef stew since that day. Since that fucking day. Never eaten beef stew. Ever. Ever. Fuck that shit. No. That shit wasn't cool.
You're too much. We're almost at an hour here, so we're at about 50 minutes. No. You're so funny. I mean, the way you speak is so effective. Like, you just have, again, this is what I said about you. You have so much passion. You have so much, you resonate, you vibrate, you know? And I don't know if people tell you that, but you definitely do.
I get told I'm annoying.
I love it. You have to understand that the kind of people who are on my channel listen to a lot of Jericho Green. Okay. Do you know who he is?
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they listen to a lot of Axe Truth and a lot of Jericho Green. So they listen to Nick DiPaolo, you know, they listen to some very, very vulgar storytellers, but we're all really good at what we do, and you really are. So I wanted to come back to two things real quick. So first, I think the first one was um, talking about like how you control the pain, you
Okay.
know, and how you like to feel pain. And again, like I said it in the beginning, being a borderline is like being a masochist, and you do it in a physical way. But I just kind of wanted to say to my audience, and maybe you'll agree with me or not, but a lot of people find other ways of doing that, you know. Gorging yourself, I mean, so people who have gluttony issues, like or have binge eating issues, that is a form of physical pain that they're inflicting upon themselves.
Yes,
There's
it
a
is.
lot of men who go to dominatrixes because they need that. Okay, there's a lot of women, and I remember this is going to be a bit vulgar, but again, my audience can handle it. When I was really young, and I'm ashamed to say this now, when I was really young, or like kind of the first couple of years, not really young, I didn't lose my virginity till I was actually 18. So everyone else was having sex in high school, and I was giving hand jobs. So that's what I was doing.
I mean, it wasn't a mouth job. That's all that matters.
A few times, but
Whoa!
okay. All right, whatever.
Who cares?
I'm old school. You know, I wanted to wait till I was married, but that didn't work out. So
It never does.
within the first probably few years of me having sex and learning about men and learning how to have sex, I would say like back then, I used to like guys to have rough sex with me. That was a manifestation of needing that pain to numb yourself out and being able to have a form in which you can control it to whatever degree you want, because that's what we do as masochists. You know, we don't want to fucking die. We don't really want to fucking die. What we want is to numb the fuck out or be left the fuck alone. Like one of the two or both, you know. It's just there are so many different forms. I mean, I think, you know, even some bodybuilders, they get so big, it's not all just from desire and self-discipline. They're running from something. And they have to inflict they have to have that soreness every single day. They have to have that pain every single day. That's their version of control. So I wanted to know what your thoughts were. I mean, there's so many different ways.
There are actually, no, you actually hit the nail on the head. I mean, for me, that's like the only way that's ever worked for me, I guess. I mean, yes, I could go to the gym, I could do all that extra shit. Yeah, cool. Do I want my whole body to be fucking sore? Fuck no. Because every time you work out, you're tearing your muscle. That's technically what you're doing. You're tearing your muscles. That's probably why I look like a floppy mess anyway, but still. Anyway, but so this, because I'm fucking just psychotic like that, this I think of this as a form of bloodletting.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching, you know, my blood just drip down my arm and like onto a towel I got right here, and I'm just like watching it. It's hypnotizing to me. Sounds crazy as fuck. Yeah, I know. But the initial cutting part is I'll take like the tip of a razor blade, so I know not to go too deep. I only know to go like maybe 3.
Okay, all right. You gotta stop. Because it's grossing me out.
Sorry.
Okay. But I mean, you know, I just looked at your arm and I thought again, even people who get a lot of tattoos, they need that pain, and it's a way to control, you know.
And that's why I switched to tattoos.
Yeah.
I just recently picked back up cutting again, like when my mom died. And my mom died a year ago. So that's when I picked it back up again. Like, you know, I've had a lot of loss in my life. I hate to say it. I've had
Mhm.
a shit ton of loss in my life. When I mean a shit ton, over the last 10 years, I've lost about 50 people.
Damn.
I don't have any more family that I consider family, like my immediate family, mom, dad, grandparents gone. You know, I have 2 sisters, but our relationship is strained. But the only reason why we talk is because our mom died.
Hmm.
So,
The other thing that I wanted to say is when you said that you couldn't forgive was he your stepdad or
yeah, I never called him my stepdad.
I'm sure you didn't. Whatever he was, your wife, your mom's boyfriend. Um,
That was her husband.
oh, they were married. Okay,
Yeah, they
your
were
mom's
married.
husband. You know, you said no. The fuck, I don't forgive. I'm not gonna forgive this motherfucker. And you know, a lot of people are on this moral high ground bullshit, fucking Hallmark Hallmark channel like life. You know what I mean? A lot of people
Yeah,
have
they.
lived a life like that.
You
And
need to forgive. How about you suck my dick?
right, like no, you know the fuck you don't need to forgive. And they say, oh well, it's like drinking poison and wanting someone else to die. Like, okay,
How the fuck?
listen, listen. There's certain motherfuckers in this world that we don't need to forgive because forgiveness is the enabling that has carried them and allowed them to do it their whole fucking lives. I
Thank
guarantee
you.
you, before he met your mom, he was beating on some other woman.
I can promise you
Guarantee
that.
it.
Oh, I
Guarantee
can
it.
promise that. I can promise that. I can definitely promise that. But the
We know
thing is like
you're
you got
not
to.
forgiving everybody. Fuck that.
I mean, like even some of my ex girlfriends with the way that they did shit to me, like I've been put in some serious situations you wouldn't even fucking just imagine. Like I'm just like I look at them and I'm all like, you know what? I forgive you, but I ain't gonna fucking forget. And don't you ever cross my path again?
Exactly.
Like seriously.
Exactly. I'm about to run a whole well, speaking of, you know, Republicans acting like gossipy liberals, I'm gonna go ahead and admit some shit to you right now, just so you don't think I'm a hypocrite, because I'm not. I'm very transparent, learning to communicate better, choose my words more carefully. But there's some shit I need to get off my chest. Like,
Uh-oh.
so there's gonna be some episodes on my channel from time to time where I'm gonna be ripping some people some new ones. And I'm gonna just fucking tell it,
Let's
because
get it.
these people that I'm gonna talk about, although they are patriots, although they supposedly have the same morality as me, they've done some low down, dirty shit to me that when I tell my audience who did what, they're not even going to believe it. They're not. This is shit that I cannot make up. I should have been some sort of a writer, honestly.
You
I
still
should,
can.
I should have been like a fucking, like, I don't know, some fucking like magazine writer, short story writer, or some shit like that. Because the things that other patriots have done to me in the past 9 months,
Mm.
money that they've cost me, dangerous situations that they've put me in, things that I wouldn't say to a fucking dog, things that I wouldn't say to a fucking animal. You know what I mean? Not that, and I love animals. You know what I mean? But I meant that figuratively.
Yeah, you're
But like,
you're you're peeking. My little ping ping is going off right now. Like, okay, let's go. I got where's it at? Where's it at? I got that right there.
right?
I got my machete over there. I got my 2 9s right there. Let's go. I got a
Well,
bulletproof vest up there. Let's go.
exactly, right? So I'm just gonna, I have to tell it, because the enabling, and
Thank
and
you,
again,
Dick.
when we're talking about mental health, so this is all relevant.
Mm-hmm.
The enabling, the flying monkeys, the people that protect these fucking animals, these fucking people need to be held accountable too. Just like our society right now, everybody's so fucking willing to be submissive to this goddamn fucking um imaginary fucking pandemic. You know what I mean? We have people who are standing tall. We have people who won't wear masks. We have people who won't go on planes. We have people who will walk out of restaurants. But for the rest of us, there is some degree of compromise that we have to give. But why the fuck are other people just not why is this becoming a new norm? Like, why are people acting like this is okay? Why are people acting like this is cool? Like, why are people acting like this is normal? See, it's one thing for me to begrudgingly wear a mask during service at my restaurant because it's an open kitchen. But everybody at my job, we don't fucking wear the mask until the customers walk in. So at least there is an air of freedom there. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about these people who are so mentally conditioned in such a short amount of time. In such a short amount of it's not like we've been wearing masks for decades. It's like all it takes is a couple of months, and now you want to wear it all the time. You want to wear it in your car. You want to wear it when you're skateboarding. You want to wear it when you're fucking dancing. Are you kidding me?
Yo, those people are funny, especially when they're by themselves. I'm like,
nobody cares about the mental health aspect of these damn masks. People who can't go to their 12-step meetings committing suicide. True story. True story. My old roommate in Oakland, her best friend's son killed himself. And this was within 6 months of the pandemic. That's all it took for him to unravel. My own daughter lost her fucking mind during the pandemic. You know? It's awful.
The fact that people have to lose their lives to this pandemic is what's disgusting. And it's just the fact that the government just does not care. It's just they don't care about people, period. The government don't give a fuck about their own let me try this again. The government doesn't give a fuck about anybody but their own pockets. This is why I said earlier, Pfizer, the government is in bed with Pfizer. The FDA, the CDC, they're all in bed with Pfizer. How do you think Pfizer got FDA approval? Because oh my God, you PJ, that is like the 100th time I've heard that damn frog thing. I have heard that same fucking saying over and over and over. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are killing me with that, but it's true.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard the boil a frog thing?
No.
You put water, you put a frog in a pot, you stick water in it, you gently start turning the heat up. Eventually, the frog is going to get used to that temperature. Then you turn it up again. It'll slowly boil it. It'll slowly kill itself because its body starts to get used to the temperature. And it'll boil within itself.
I see the analogy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I see the analogy. Yeah. Simmer the frog.
Yeah. I mean, eventually it's just you gradually turn the heat up on it.
But that's the thing, is that I don't think that this has been a gradual thing. I think that
for us, you want to know why it hasn't been a gradual thing? For us, because we're not blind. We're not blind. We're not stupid. We see past that veil.
I knew this was the New World Order within 2 weeks.
Oh, of course.
When the 2-week mark happened and things didn't go back to normal, I knew right then. I said, something's wrong in the world. Something's wrong in the realm. I knew it. I saw it coming. I've been seeing, I mean, there's so many other things, but I never thought it would be this. I never thought it would be, I thought it was going to be aliens, zombies, or fucking, I don't know, nuclear war. I never thought it would be this.
Nuclear war wouldn't. Let me try that again. Now that I got the word vomit out, let me try that again. Nuclear war wouldn't work in several aspects. I'm going to tell you why it wouldn't work in several aspects. Reason being is that you can nuke one place, but it's eventually coming back to you. That nuclear cloud does not go away. It just travels and it spreads. So while it might hit one place, wipe them out, that cloud is traveling around the world. So whatever resources are around the world, they're all going to get wiped out. Eventually, it's just going to be the whole world is wiped out. It's going to be dark winter. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a nuclear winter.
Mm-hmm.
So they might want to kill us, but they're going to kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So a nuclear war wouldn't suffice unless you want to wipe everybody out. Carrot sticks, fear, shame, hatred, constant pride. God damn it. Sorry, I have a speech impediment. I swear I'm not drunk.
You did tell us you have ADD, so.
I do have ADD, and I also have another learning disorder too. Fun. But
you know, I work in Best Buddies, right?
What the fuck is that?
I didn't work in Best Buddies. I meant I was in Best Buddies, which is a high school program. It's I think it was in a lot of high schools. I don't know if it was, I don't know anyone else who was in it, but it's like a friendship program, like where you hang out with the special ed kids on Fridays.
Hey, I'm not that special ed, bitch. Fuck
yeah,
you. I might be special, but I'm not helmet, shoulder pad wearing special.
Why you hang out with them? at least the one I was lucky. My girl was verbal, so we could actually talk and make jokes. You know, some of these kids, they're not even verbal, so I mean, that's got to be even harder. But yeah, so yeah, every Friday we would go eat lunch with the and hang out with them and come into their classroom and like do a project with them and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that joke in there. But go ahead and finish your thoughts. Sorry.
No, you're good. Now, I was talking about propaganda earlier. Have you ever, I'm sure a lot of you have you ever heard Hitler speak? Like, really listen to him speak. If you listen to the way he gives his speeches, the way he talks, his vocal pattern, his speech pattern, his tone, and all that other shit, it's very reminiscent to how some people in the House and Congress speak, like Nancy Pelosi. I can't say Biden because he's a bumbling fucking idiot. Mm-hmm. And some other people, they speak in that same manner. If you listen to the pitch of their voice, their tone, mm-hmm. the fluidity, mm-hmm. and even the aggressive tones that they come out with, it's almost like the same mesmerizing patterns as what Hitler did to Germany. So it's easier for them to get their propaganda out there because they got the people to speak to the masses already. And now you got the mainstream media, so they will take their propaganda, dish it to the mainstream media, and same thing with the mainstream media, how they speak, their tonal patterns, all this other shit. Same way, they feed that propaganda to the country. Some of us vibrate on a different wavelength than that bullshit. Mm-hmm. We can decipher the bullshit while others cannot. So there's that.
I found this video. I'm trying to I want to show it to you. It's so good. It's it was a video. I think it was some actor or I think he was a wrestler, or maybe he was a musician. I don't know if it was Ted Nugent. I don't know who it was, but I'm looking for this video. He's interviewing this woman who's a doctor. Mm-hmm. And she basically lays it out, and the video was shot in 2006, and she basically lays it out like like play by play everything that has happened with, to bring us to this pandemic today, like play by play. And it was crazy. Like, I think maybe it was from 1996. It looked like a really old video. I'm still looking for it. I'm going to try to find it. So if you can help me out, take the floor for a couple of minutes while I look for this. Let everyone know how to find you, because I know you've had to recently get a new TikTok. And
yes, just that right there.
Are you back on Instagram yet?
I am on Instagram.
Okay, go ahead and let everyone know how to find you.
Y'all want to really follow me? I ain't shit. Come on now.
You're funny.
This is my Instagram. It's BX_EMT_730. I play some pretty funny shit on here too.
I think you're hilarious. Hold on, I'm still looking for it. So talk to the people, say goodbye. And I'm still.
Y'all want to see a funny video? Hold up. Oh wait, my volume's down. That's
tried to be funny once and always is. My daughter is accidentally the funniest person I've ever met. She's never tried to be funny once and always is. We were jumping on the trampoline one night. She goes, "Ow, my shoulder! I mean my boob! I mean my nipple!" Can we just go from a misdemeanor to a felony in 11 words? Can you shut up? We have neighbors. My daughter recently referred to Queen Latifah as Queef Latina. I don't know if you've ever had an opportunity to see an angel-faced 7-year-old girl look up at you with her puppy dog eyes and refer to an Oscar-winning actress as a Mexican pussy fart. But bring a tear to your eye. When my daughter was much younger, we were folding clothes and we brought them into my room to put them away. She opened up the bottom drawer and she found a bottle of KY jelly. And she said, "Hey, Daddy, what's that?" And I said, "That's lubricant." And she said, "What's a lubricant?" And I said, "Correct." There's not a better way to describe that, right?
Damn, I'm so sorry, guys. I cannot find the video, but I'm glad you played that one. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you come back again to Red Pill Rage.
Hell fuck yeah! Whenever you want me.
Yeah, I'll find a snapback that I can wear so we can both look cute.
Yo, I sent you a message. Do you want me to just order you one?
No, I can get my own.
I can get you the Puerto Rican. Oh wait, no, never mind. You want the Puerto Rican one? I get you one.
Okay, give me one. Give me one. Yes, give me one.
I had somebody send me the Baltimore Orioles one because I said I wouldn't wear it unless they send it to me, and they did.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll text you my address.
Oh,
yes.
I have to come stop you.
What do you mean you have social anxiety? Bullshit.
I said I come stalk you. I said I'm gonna come stalk you, not everybody else.
Okay. All right. It's so good having you on here. This was a really, really, really deep conversation. I think this is one of the best interviews that I've done in the past few weeks.
Whatever you want me to come back, I will. And if anybody there has any questions or anything, by all means, even afterwards, feel free to shoot them to me, and I got you.
All right. Well, you have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.